The next 48 hours. Say that out loud with me for a second. The next 48 hours. Because that's not just a headline I slapped on a video to get you to click. That's literally what's about to happen to you. In the next 2 days, a truth is rising. It's coming up out of wherever it's been buried, and it is going to reach you. Maybe it comes through a dream that feels too really to shake it off. Maybe it's a phone call you were not expecting. Maybe it's a text message that lands in your hands at exactly the wrong or exactly the right moment. Maybe it's someone popping up out of nowhere, someone you haven't heard from a while, suddenly very interested in telling you the tea. However it shows up, it's coming. And here is the second half of what I need you to sit with, because it matters just as much as the first half. Your words have never been more powerful than they are right now. Not last month, not last year, right now in this window, in this exactly 48 hours, next 48 hours. Whatever comes out of your mouth is going to carry weight it doesn't normally carry. So before we go any further, I need you to actually feel that in your body. A truth is rising toward you, and your own voice is loaded like a weapon or a blessing, depending on how you use it. That's the whole video. Everything I'm about to tell you is just the unpacking those two sentences for you, piece by piece. So you walk into this window prepared instead of blindsided. Let me be real with you for a second before we go any further, because I don't want you to walk into this treating it like just another piece of content you scroll past. This is a test. I don't say that to scare you. I say it because it's true, and you deserve the truth more than you deserve comfort right now. This is a test of how far you've actually grown, not how far you say you have grown, not how enlightened your captions sound, not how many books on healing you've got seated on your nightstand unread. I'm talking about how you actually behave when the pressure's on. When this information reaches you in the next 2 days, you are going to have exactly 2 directions you can move. You can move backward into old patterns, old reactions, the version of you that used to explode or shut down or spiral the second something didn't go your way. Or you can move forward into the version of you that's been quietly building strength this whole time, whether you noticed it or not. The information itself isn't really the test. How you carry it is the test. So here is your instructions. And I want you to actually take this in instead of letting it slide past you like background noise. Don't force anything in the next 48 hours. I know that's hard to hear if you're someone who likes control, who likes fixing things fast, who feels itchy and restless the second there is an open loop. But forcing an outcome right now is going to backfire on you. And I'm telling you that with love. Yeah, with love. You are being asked to slow down. You are being asked to stop rushing toward a conclusion just because sitting in uncertainty feels unbearable. I know it feels unbearable. I know your nervous system is probably already buzzing a little just from the talking about this, from me talking about this. But take your time. Whatever this truth turns out to be, it's not going anywhere in the next hour, and it's not going anywhere in the next day. You have room to breathe. Use it. Ground yourself. That's the other piece of this. When the truth actually lands, and it will land, I promise you it will. You are being guided to sit with it before you do anything else. Do not react in the first 60 seconds. Don't fire off a message. Don't pick up the phone and start yelling. Sit with the information. Let it settle into your body the way sediment settles at the bottom of a glass of water. Look at the bigger picture behind it. Ask yourself why this is happening now, in this exact window, and what role you are actually playing in the larger story unfolding around you. There is a heavy emphasis right now on understanding, on compassion, even toward people who probably do not deserve it from you yet. Not because they have earned it, because your own peace is worth more than being right in the heat of the moment. And listen, when this truth reaches you, I need you to speak from wisdom, not from raw emotion. I know that's easier said than done. I know when someone hurts you or lies to you or finally admits something you already suspected, your first instinct is to let the emotion drive the car. Don't let it drive right now. Here is why this matters more than usual. How you handle these next 48 hours is going to reflect something about your actual character, whether you like it or not. It's almost like something bigger than you is watching to see what you do with this moment. Not as in a paranoid, anxious way. I mean it more like you are being positioned right now to model something for the people around you. You are being asked, whether you signed up for it or not, to set the tone, to show people what handling truth with grace actually looks like instead of chaos and instability. If you have been seeing repeating numbers lately, the same sequences showing up on clocks, receipts, license plates, phone numbers, places you don't expect, that's not nothing. That's confirmation. This message is landing exactly where it's supposed to land. This is for you. I want to say that clearly because I know it's tempting to watch something like this and assume it's for someone else, someone with a messier life than yours. It's not. If you are still here, listening to my voice this far in, some part of you already knew this was for you before I said it. I also want to say this because I think it matters. This particular message isn't for everybody. I'm not saying that to be dramatic. I'm a bad actress. I'm saying it because I genuinely believe the people who are drawn to this video right now are the ones who can actually handle what's coming. you are able to hold this. You are able to receive this truth from a grounded place instead of falling apart the second it touches you. And honestly, I think it's just time. Just time. There is something about divine timing at play here. It's simply the right moment for you to know this, to understand it, and process it fully instead of pushing it down like you might have done in the past. Now, let's actually get into what's happening, because I know you didn't come here just for the warm-up. There is a lot of energy in the air right now that's pushing people toward wanting to know the truth, wanting to discover what's really been going on underneath the surface, wanting freedom from confusion. That's exactly the energy you are stepping into. And with that kind of energy swirling around, the divine or the universe, God, wants you focused on cleansing yourself right now. Not just your space, your actual self. Drink your water. Eat clean. Rest when your body asks for it. There is something here about preparing your body and your mind like a vessel, because you are about to receive information and you want to be as clear-headed as possible when it lands. Here is something I'm picking up strongly, and I want you to really hear this one. There is someone out there who thought they were untouchable. Someone who thought they could come after you or come after people close to you without even facing a single consequence. That person is about to get an extremely humbling reality check. I'm talking about someone getting knocked down a few pegs by life itself. No help needed from you. This person genuinely believed they were more powerful than you. Maybe even believed they were somehow above you, closer to some higher truth than you will ever be. They are wrong. They are wrong. And they are about to find out how wrong. And here's the actual test inside this. When you watch this person go through their reckoning, however that shows up, you are being watched to see how you respond to somebody else's downfall. Do you gloat? Do you kick them while they are down? Or do you stay in your power, quiet and unbothered, letting the universe do what's already doing it's already doing without your help? That response says everything about where you actually are on your journey. There is also someone who is going to try to get you out of character in these next 2 days. I want you to prepare. I want you prepared, for this specifically, because it's probably the single most important piece of advice in this whole video. Somebody is going to push a button. Somebody is going to say something designed to make you snap, to make you look unhinged, to make you prove some point they've already decided about you in their head. Do not give them what they want. Do not hand your power over to anyone in the next 48 hours, no matter how justified it would feel in the moment. If you feel that heat rising in your chest, that pressure behind your eyes, that itch in your hands, leave the room. Step outside. Put the phone down. Whatever you need to do to collect yourself before you respond, do it. If you already know you carry a temper, or you know you tend to react before you think, this is your sign to build in that pause on purpose. A 10-second pause has saved more relationships and more reputations than any perfectly worded comeback ever has. Now let's actually walk through what this truth might involve, because I don't want to leave you sitting there guessing in circles. Here is a strong chance this has something to do with someone throwing you under the bus. You might find out that somebody lied about you, blamed you for something that was never your fault, and took something from you that you trusted them with. And when that truth lands, you are going to feel completely justified in wanting to confront them immediately. You are going to feel like you have every right to argue, to demand answers, to make them feel exactly what they made you feel. I understand that impulse completely. But there is something here telling you to slow down and sit with that information for a moment before you act on it. Let it breathe. Let yourself feel it fully instead of converting it instantly into action. There is also a stillness in the air early on, a kind of pause point where it's genuinely not the moment to start with brand new. Finish what you have already started. Tie up loose ends. Don't launch new projects, new confrontations, new plans in that window. Just hold steady and there is a bigger emotional release coming shortly after. A kind of culmination point. So whatever you are carrying now, know that it's not permanent. Keep your energy up. Keep your protection up. Keep praying, of course, meditating, whatever your version of that looks like. Hold on to hope and hold on to faith, because both are about to be tested and both are about to be rewarded. There is something significant here about illusions, about things that were not what they appeared to be. Somebody, somewhere, cast a false picture of you, or a false picture of a situation, and you have been operating partly in the fog of that illusion without fully realizing it. In the next 48 hours, you are going to find out who was behind that. And I need you to hear me clearly on this next part. When you find out, you might feel a wave of rage hit you out of nowhere. You might feel the urge to do something reckless. Breathe through it. Ground yourself. You are allowed to feel furious. You are not required to act on that fury. You might also discover exactly who was the source of certain gossip, who was quietly spreading things about you behind your back, dressing it up as concern, as a joke, of course, as just being honest. There is someone in your orbit right now who is deeply uncomfortable being near you. if they are even still around. This person struggles to look you in the eye. Yeah, their energy shifts the second you walk into a room. That discomfort isn't random. It's guilt. This is someone who has a very hard time accepting accountability for the things they've done and being near you, near the actual consequences of their choices, makes that avoidance impossible to keep up. Whatever suspicious you've been carrying about certain people, places, or situations, you're about to get confirmation. Not a hint, not a maybe, actual confirmation. There's also something here about being recorded or documented without you or without your knowledge or permission. Screenshots, recordings, receipts you didn't know existed. Something along those lines is surfacing, yeah, and it's connected to someone getting questioned about where exactly they got their information from and how they knew what they claimed to know. There is a strange detail sitting alongside this too. Something about someone claiming to have been somewhere with you when they absolutely were not. A story that doesn't line up once you actually look at the timeline. Something odd is unraveling here. But the good news is it's getting cleared up. The confusion doesn't last. Doesn't. I'm also picking up that there is being a real gap in understanding between you and someone else. Not necessarily malicious on their part, but genuinely a lack of insight into how you actually think, how you actually live, how you actually see the world. Somebody assumed things about you that were never true, and instead of asking you directly, they just ran with their assumption. That gap is part of what's causing friction. At the same time, there is a pattern of someone trying to dodge responsibility for their own carelessness, wrapping it up in confusion or ignorance. So it looks less deliberate than it actually was. Here is something that I think is really beautiful, buried inside all of this. The fact that you are able to handle situations that would completely break other people is bothering somebody. Your composure, your capacity, your ability to hold yourself together and figure things out is actually a threat to certain people around you. There is something in the word able, able, that connects straight to the word valuable. Being able to do something is exactly what makes you valuable. And somebody out there has been trying to chip away at your ability, specifically so that your value gets called into question too. It didn't work. It's not going to work. Some of you are being nudged toward a physical move, a new home, a new space, a literal shift in where you lay your head at night. Not everyone watching this, but some of you. Pay attention if that resonates. There is also something rising here that I want to be gentle about. There is a heavier, darker current running underneath parts of this messaging, And I don't want to dump that on you all at once. So let's ease into it as we go instead of front-loading it. Your words are unusually powerful right now, so be careful how you use them, both toward other people and toward yourself. This is actually a beautiful window to start using affirmations intentionally, speaking life over your own circumstances instead of speaking fear of doubt. Whatever you say about yourself in the next 48 hours tends to stick harder than usual. So make it count. There is something here about the number 3 showing up repeatedly for a lot of you. Multiple people, multiple situations, something with a 3 attached to it. This could be point to a small group of people who were doing something behind your back together, and you are about to find out exactly who they were. It could also point to someone wanting to reconnect, collaborate, or work something out with you directly. There is a strong emphasis on your creativity in this window too. Somebody has been quietly dismissing the value of what you create, minimizing your contributions, treating your ideas like they do not matter as much as they actually do. That dismissal is about to flip. People are going to start seeing your value clearly. And ironically, it's often because you finally removed yourself from whatever situation was draining you. Distance has a strange way of making people notice exactly what they lost. Have you noticed that? Distance. You've mastered something recently, whether you've given yourself credit for it or not. And that mastery is making somebody else look less impressive by comparison. That's part of why certain people have been so determined to see you fail. If they can knock you down, they don't have to sit with the discomfort of watching you succeed while they stay stuck. There might be something here connected to a sublink dynamic or a close family relationship involving in a comparison that's been quietly simmering. Something otherworldly is being said about you by people around you. Like you see things they cannot quite explain. Like your perspective is shifting how people around you think is even possible. Maybe that's part of a bigger role you are playing right now, helping people around you expand their understanding of what's real and what's possible, even if you never asked for that job. There is also a real emphasis in this window on protecting your information. Be careful about oversharing details of your life right now, especially anything about your finances or how you are feeling emotionally. That's not me telling you to live scared or paranoid. I don't want that for you at all. But if you have got somebody in your past who has already proven they will use information against you, this is a good time to be more discerning about what you hand over freely. I'm sensing there's also money movement heading your way. And I want to be specific about this. It's earned. Yeah, definitely. This isn't some random windfall dropping into your lap out of nowhere. This is a return on effort you have already put in, work you have already done on yourself and your circumstances, patience you've already practiced even when it was hard. You have been consistent, you have been doing the things you needed to do quietly without applause, and that consistency is about to pay off. For some of you, ideas and downloads are going to be floating in fast in the next couple of days. Creative sparks, business ideas, directions you hadn't considered before. Write them down. Yeah, it helps. Write them down. Don't chase every single one immediately. Let them marinate for a bit and then start mapping out small, practical steps toward turning at least one of them into something real. Little increments, yeah, nothing has to happen all at once. There is a secret getting exposed here, connected to some kind of hidden document or piece of information someone's been sitting on. Somebody might come forward and admit something to you directly, maybe even something about actively working against you or your progress behind the scenes. Whoever that is, they are getting nervous because they know your focus hasn't broken. They know it. Whatever noise they have been making in the background hasn't derailed you. And that's exactly what's frustrating them the most. Don't give them the reaction they are fishing for. Staying focused on your own goals is the most effective response you have. There is warfare level energy coming at some of you, specifically because your resources are about to grow. Your money, your opportunities, your momentum. Somebody doesn't want you enjoying that. They'd rather see it disrupted. If you have been feeling foggy, unusually tired, more anxious than normal, or like your thoughts have been muddier than usual, that's not just you in your head. Protect your peace deliberately in the next 48 hours. Whatever grounding practice works for you. Quiet time, movement, prayer, meditation, cleansing your space. Lean into it hard right now. If you are dealing with any kind of addictive pattern, whether that's overreading, overspending, doom scrolling, drinking more than you'd like, anything that pulls you out of your own center, this is the window to tighten that up. Not out of shame, no, but because those cracks are exactly the openings certain draining inner energies used to attach themselves to you. Closing that gap protects you. There is someone out there who is envious of you, plain and simply, jealous of your progress, your energy, your ability to keep showing up for yourself, even when things get hard. That person is heading towards some pretty uncomfortable karma of their own making. They have been warned in one way or another to leave you alone, and they didn't listen. Your ancestors, your guides, whatever unseen support system you believe in, they are shielding you from this person. And they are also quietly revealing who this person actually is through your dreams, your intuition, small synchronicities you might have brushed off before. So pay attention. There is a heavier truth in here too. And I want to deliver it honestly instead of something to soften it into nothing. Somebody close to you or somebody connected to your circle may not have been fully honest about a major life detail, something that changes the shape of a relationship once it's exposed. If that lands for you specifically, please be gentle with yourself. You're allowed to feel shattered by that kind of truth. You're also allowed to feel a strange sense of relief, because some part of you probably already suspected it before it was ever confirmed. Be gentle with you. There is someone here trying to run from accountability, trying to escape the consequences of a lie that altered someone's life in a real lasting way. That kind of thing doesn't stay hidden forever. And in this window, it's coming into the light. Alongside that, there is a bullying dynamic showing up for some of you. Someone who tried to pressure you into a commitment, a relationship, a collection you never fully concerned to. If that resonates, know that your discomfort was valid the whole time, even if people around you tried to convince you otherwise. Somebody out there has been fixated on you in a way that crosses a line, watching you a little too closely, keeping tabs on your life in a way that isn't healthy or normal. This is exactly why you keep hearing the advice to cut cords, protect your energy, and stay mindful of who you are giving access to. Whatever they are hoping to pull from your energy, they are not equipped to handle it. It's going to backfire on them, not you. Because you've survived things that other people genuinely believed you wouldn't survive. Setups, schemes, group efforts designed to make you fall. And you're still standing. Yeah, still standing. Some people are having a hard time processing that. They assumed you'd break, and instead you adapted, you learned, you got stronger. That's not something you need to explain or defend to anyone. Focus on yourself in this window. Ignore the chatter. Let people who want to look ridiculous go ahead and look ridiculous without your participation. There is someone genuinely fixated on waiting, on wanting to see you fail. Someone who walks up thinking about your downfall more than they think about their own life. That's not a healthy place for anyone to live from. And it says everything about their internal state, nothing about your worth. So some of these same people try to flip the narrative, painting themselves as the victim while quietly working against you the whole time. Some kind of manipulation. That strategy is losing its power. People around you are starting to see through the performance. There is a pattern here of someone trying to use fear to control the narrative, trying to lower your confidence so they can benefit from your doubt. It's not working. and it's not going to work. There is also a reversed energy showing up strongly, meaning some of you are moving past the phase of simply accepting things as they are. You are stepping into a phase of actually addressing what happened, actually speaking up about what was done to you, instead of just struggling it off. Trust that instinct if it's rising in you. But calmly. You are being advised to relax and not do anything reckless with that energy, but you are not being asked to stay silent forever. Some of you might be dealing with a copycat, someone who's been mimicking your style, your ideas, your presence out of pure jealousy because they feel you have something they don't. More charisma, more charm, more warmth, more depth, more talent. That imitation is going to be exposed for what it is, likely within the coming weeks. A kind of promotion or elevation is heading your way too. Something that feels earned and deserved, arriving right when you need a reminder that all of this has been worth it. There is a theme here about generational patterns, cycles of drama or of instability in love and friendship that seem to repeat in your family line no matter who's involved. If you have noticed that your parents or other relatives have dealt with strangely similar relationship struggles, that's not a coincidence. You are being given the chance to break that cycle, not perpetuate it. That starts with recognizing the pattern instead of assuming it's just bad luck. If your sleep has felt heavier or stranger lately, more restless, more disturbed by vivid dreams, pay attention to your environment before bed. Keep something grounded near you at night. Say something intentional to yourself before you fall asleep. Fill your space with something calming, whether that's a scent, a sound, quiet, whatever helps your nervous system settle. There is a scorned energy showing up too. Someone connected to a past relationship, maybe not even directly your ex, but someone tangled up in that history who feels overlooked or rejected and is projecting that onto you. You might not even know this person personally. That doesn't make the interference less real, but it does mean you don't need to take it personally either. Watch for unexpected new people entering your life right now, and trust yourself, trust your gut a little more than usual when it comes to first impressions. There is also a warning here about vehicles or transportation issues. So if something feels off with your car or your travel plans in the next couple days, don't ignore small signs, please. Now, here is where I want to bring all of this back around, because I know that's a lot to hold. Whatever version of this truth actually reaches you in the next 48 hours, whether it's small or it's massive, whether it confirms something you already suspected or blindsides you completely. The point was never really about the information itself. The point was always about you. about whether you could receive something hard without losing yourself in the process, about whether your words in that situation, powerful window, would be used to tear something down or to build something up, including your own sense of self. You already have everything you need to walk through this. You've survived versions of this test before, even if it didn't feel like a test at the time. You have built quietly, you have been building quietly, building the exact strength you're about to need. So when this truth lands on you, and it will land, take a breath. Sit with it. Speak from the steady part of you instead of the reactive part. Protect your peace, protect your energy, and protect the people who have actually earned a place in your life. You are not being punished by any of this. You are being prepared. Something has been trying to get your attention for a while now, and this window is simply where it finally breaks through the noise. Let it. Don't run from it. Don't force it faster than it's ready to unfold. Just stay present, stay grounded, and trust that whatever shows up in the next 48 hours is showing up because you're finally ready to meet it. Take care of yourself through this. Drink your water, rest when you need to, speak kindly to yourself, even when the truth stings a little. This is your moment to show yourself exactly who you have become. Meet it with steadiness, and watch how much lighter you feel on the other side of it.